What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ibrahim Tanner TV. Here today just to have a quick discussion on what Wallo267 said on stage with Kevin Hart. I thought it was very interesting. Jay-Z had this blackjack gala, and he was charging $100,000 for people who wanted to come and play blackjack, or $50,000 if you was coming and you wasn't involved in a card game. The proceeds is going to Reformed Alliance, which is him, Meek Mills, and a few other people's social justice brand to basically reform probation and parole. So I'm going to play this video, and then I'm going to kind of analyze the conversation and give my thoughts on it.
In order for this world to work, we got to come together. We got to help the people that just ain't got it. Some people is born into some serious situations. And because of their geographical location and the color of their skin, they're not going to get the fair shot. They're not going to get a fair shot when they're walking in. They're not going to get the fair shot. I'm telling everybody, I'm challenging everybody in this room. Help when nobody see you helping. That's what helping is about. Give more. I thank y'all for being here. I'm happy to be here, Kev. But y'all see me now, ain't no telling when y'all won't see me. That's the reality. And there's more people like me that can't be on these stages. There's more people like me that can't get the best lawyers. There's more people like me that don't know people like the people that's in this room.
If you don't know who that was talking, that's Wallo267. Wallo267 is half of podcast called $1 Million Worth of Game. He hosted with him and his cousin, Gilly the Kid. Wallo, I believe at the age of 17, 18, somewhere around there, committed a robbery, got found guilty, ended up spending 19 years in prison, got back out. And basically what Wallo does now is inspire people through his brand, Wallo267. And that's how I first came across him, was his, extremely bold, positive message. And that's kind of his claim to fame. Just blew up on $1 Million Worth of Game with his cousin. But Wallo, to me, is a man on a mission. And anywhere he goes, he lets people know about the mission. This is just some of the messaging that you'll find that he shares.
Everybody don't mess with you. That's the reality of it. Oh, this is my family member. This is my cousin. This is my brother. I knew people that their mothers ain't mess with them. Everybody don't mess with you. Stop thinking people mess with you and everybody wants you to win. That you be so disappointed and you go on Instagram, people ain't really about me. People don't really show me the support. They ain't been showing you support. You just blind. You don't want to respect the signs. And everybody think just because you're fucking somebody, y'all having sexual relations, that don't mean they rock with you. That don't mean they want you to win. Stop being disappointed and start respecting the signs. Everybody deaf, dumb, and blind to all the signs you've been going through your whole life. You see you when you was at the bottom, you was trying to get up. They ain't pull you up just because you was having sex with them, just because they family members. No, they ain't nobody pull you up. It wasn't about all that. So you got to be in a position in life to realize, stop the bullshit, stop being dumb, stop being stupid, stop thinking somebody really care about you materializing your dreams. Why should I care about you materializing your dreams when I never materialized a dream in my life? Think about that. We talking about people, we got grown-ass adults that never done nothing. They never said, I want to do something different outside of the regular, simple-ass life that they live. And it's cool to live a simple life, but you got people that you're looking for them to back your dreams. I'm talking about support your dreams, and they never supported their own dreams. Think about that. Stop thinking people fuck with you just because they know you, because they don't. And it's just like that. Everybody.
And that's how I came across Wallo, from messages like that. If you're a fan of Wallo, if you follow Wallo, that brand of his has been consistent from the very beginning. So when I seen him get on stage with Kevin Hart in front of all these celebrities and say that, I'm like, that's Wallo. He's one that made it through, and he's just keeping it real. And he's right. He might not be invited back after giving a message like that in front of Jay-Z, Meek Mills, and a lot of their white capital holders, but he gonna be him, And here's another video just of him that went viral because he don't pick and choose when he do this. Wallo is straightforward. He feels like if he got something to say to you, he gonna say it, right? If he got something to say as a quote unquote OG, as somebody who's been through the system, spent too much time in prison and out here and having a semblance of success, if he got something to say, he gonna get it across. This is him talking to Dirk when they came. So let me set this up. $1 million worth of game. They usually bring people out to Philadelphia to shoot in their studio, which is probably in like a basement or a garage or somewhere. But anyway, on this location, they actually went to Chicago. They went to O Block, which is Little Dirk in them neighborhood. You hear King Von that used to rap about it as well. And, you know, they had a conversation just about who should be doing what and about the money that Dirk's getting and, you know, how he blew up after his song with Drake. But somewhere in the middle of the video, Wallo has to do what he's there to do, get serious and share the message. And here was part of the message that he was sharing with him.
Because I'm telling you, man, I can name 20, 30 niggas and my homies is dead. I'm here, though. And I'm going to say some shit that, like, this is documented. You know, I got a TED Talk. I forgave my brother's killer. And I'm saying it to say this. Nigga that killed my brother. My brother died in my grandma's arms. In that fucking house that we grew up in. Nigga shot my brother. He ran to the house. He died in Natty Hall when she opened the door. So I'm telling you this some real shit, man. If I ain't let that shit go, I won't be right here today. I won't be here for my niece and my nephews. Me and Gil won't be doing this. Y'all won't know me. I won't be able to give y'all this game. But I had to leave. I had to let that shit go. And when I let that shit go, nigga, I started to grow. And I started to glow. And now I'm here today, and it was harder than a motherfucker, man. And I'm talking about this my big brother, nigga. I shared the cell with him. I shared the bed with him when we was fucking kids. This little Steve. But I can tell you one thing. Now I'm out here taking care of his daughter, paying for her to go to school, taking care of my nephew, taking care of my mama and my grandmama.
Talk to him. Sure.
Because I forgave my brother killer, but you know, I understand. I understand what y'all going through. But I love all you young niggas in here. And I mean that shit. I love you niggas, man. And I hope y'all make it out. I hope y'all make it the fuck out, man.
And he like
straight up, man.
It's so crazy. Yeah, this motherfucker really dropping tears for this shit. Like shit for real. Like,
and this is just on par with Wallo's brand, right? I just wanted to kind of like show y'all who this man is. And he doesn't hold no punches, right? So and you know, not to take any cheap shots, but you know, to me, he's a very genuine person. I don't big up people that I don't know too much, but everything I've seen from this man, he's trying. He's trying. He goes into prison, goes into school. So he gets invited to this Jay-Z Black Gala. And I'm gonna kind of explain to y'all what this is, because I know a lot of y'all is used to the brunch that Jay-Z has and some of the other stuff they host, but this is a little bit different. This is, and you know, technically this is for quote unquote a good reason. All right, so here we go. And this kind of explains what it is. So Reform Alliance launches new campaign to increase probation and parole. Now this is what's behind it all, right? So they do this stuff for Reformed Alliances, and I'll explain to you what Reformed Alliance is. This article states is hoping to increase overall the support of parole and probation reform. Exactly 3 years after Meek Mill was released from jail, CEO Robert Brooks announced the launch of Give Life Back campaign, which intended to inform, inspire, and activate people to join the movement to transform the criminal justice system, transforming the failed and costly parole and probation system to provide people with a meaningful and effective pathway to take care of themselves and their families would give life back to millions of people throughout his country, Brooks said in a statement. So what Reformed Alliance does is it partners with individuals who are getting out of the prison and jail system. And maybe they're on parole, probation, community correction, which is house arrest, daily reporting, things of that nature. And it tries to give them a pipeline to where they're at so they can get employed, right? And when you look at the data, it shows you that people getting out of prison and jail, if they can get employed, the recidivism rate drops drastically, right? So they got a better chance of staying out and not going back to prison. The outcome of replacing the current broken system with one that is restorative, accountable, and focused on making the right investments will mean increased stability, stronger families, and safer community. According to the press release from the organization, now this is what they released. This is their number that hasn't been confirmed, but they're saying over 4.5 million of the 6.6 million Americans in the criminal justice system are currently on parole and probation, many of whom were sent back to jail after violating terms of their supervision. The Alliance, who have long worked towards reforming the system, released technically illegally an accompanying 90-second film developed with creative agency Draga 5, directed by Malik Hansen Saeed. So they're just, going on about some of the work they do. So that's basically what they're doing. They're trying to lower recidivism by being able to usher people into jobs from parole and probation. So Jay-Z, let me get this off the screen. Jay-Z, he runs this, he does this, did I just delete that? So Jay-Z, he does this black gala. He does the black gala. The black gala, like I said, is $50,000 if you're not playing. It's $100,000 if you are playing. And a bunch of celebrities come out. They say it was private invite. They invited 300 people. They invited 300 people out. And out of the 300 people, I read somewhere they were able to raise $24 million. His goal was to raise $20 million. So Jay-Z and Meek Mill's Black Jack Party reportedly raises over $24 million for criminal justice reform. Jay-Z and Meek Mills pulled out all the stops this past Saturday in Atlantic City, New Jersey. They hosted a James Bond-themed gala aimed at raising money for the Reformed Alliance. The event took place at Ocean Casino Resort and featured a high-stakes blackjack tournament with $100,000 buy-in, according to Page 6. Kevin Hart took on the role of MC for the evening, while artists like Quavo, Travis Scott provided live performances. It was Jay-Z's idea to make a really small, incredibly exclusive event with the best people in the world, a source told the outlet. Among those in attendance were familiar faces like Neo, Fabulous, Wallo, Fat Joe, Lala Anthony, Tiffany Haddish, French Montana, Jack Harlow, Little Durk, and Jada Kiss, which really isn't Hollywood. I don't know why they promoting this as Hollywood. All right, and then you had some art from somebody. I guess he donated his art. It sold for $700,000. This was a press release that I was thinking about earlier. A press release from the initial event announced Reform. This is the Reformed Alliance group that they are part of, has already secured the passage of 17 bipartisan bills in 11 states to create a pathway for nearly 700,000 people to move from the system of mass incarceration and mass supervision into work well-being. So they're saying through Reformed Alliance, this group that they hold, they've been able to help 700,000 people. This is their statement. It hasn't been confirmed. We know there was some criticism with Reformed Alliance. They were, so America is going from like this old brick and mortar system of putting people in cages to locking them up at home. And Reformed Alliance was kind of ushering that in. They was helping people to get to house arrest. Now, if you start a second leg and you help them, get a job, then that makes it more better. But just sending them to house arrest where you have to pay. So you go from being in jail where, your municipality pays to being at home, and that bill gets put off onto like you. If you can't pay it, it goes into debt, or maybe your grandmother or your mother have to pay it, or your father, whoever you living with. So, it costs to be on house arrest. I don't want to let people think that you're just transitioning out of jail into house arrest and the state pays for it. These e-carceration, these electronic monitoring companies, these are private companies and they charge you. And even when you get off, if you owe them money, you still got to pay that money. So anyway, I'm going to play this video again and I'm going to just give you my analysis of what I think.
In order for this world to work, we got to come together. We got to help the people that just ain't got it. Some people is born into some serious situations. And because of their geographical location and the color of their skin, they're not going to get the fair shot. They're not going to get a fair shot when they're walking in. They're not going to get the fair shot. I'm telling everybody, I'm challenging everybody in this room. Help when nobody see you helping. That's what helping is about. Give more. I thank y'all for being here. I'm happy to be here, Kev. But y'all see me now, ain't no telling when y'all won't see me. That's the reality. And there's more people like me that can't be on these stages. There's more people like me that can't get the best lawyers. There's more people like me that don't know people like the people that's in this room.
The first thing I noticed when I watched that video is how uncomfortable Kevin's Hart was. He's just so, I've never seen him so uncomfortable on stage before. This is a man that sits up on stage and gets paid millions of dollars to tell jokes. To many people, that's corny. I'm just be honest. To me, Kevin Hart isn't funny. He's in every movie. He's in every movie playing the same character. And then he does his stand-up, and his stand-ups is like, okay. But he's very comfortable sitting in front of the audience. He even had a comedy special that was on Netflix where he was in his living room in his pajamas telling jokes. And then he went to Twitter once it got out and started to go off on people who didn't think that was an entertaining comic show. But anyway, that's Kevin Hart. And I know why Kevin Hart is uncomfortable sitting there in front of Wallo, right? And all of these white capital holders who came and support the event, because they feel like this is enough. Us just being here is enough. We are Black excellence, right? We've been handpicked by white capital. We've made it. We put in the work and they picked us, they seen us, and we should inspire other people. And then we can come and do events like this that, you know, some people would say, you know, they're doing social justice work. They're doing their due diligence in the community. But then you get messages like this from Kevin Hart. And I understand why Kevin Hart doesn't want to do more, because this is what Kevin Hart really thinks of Black people.
If you look in the hood, there's liquor stores and check cashing places. You know why? Because they know that the people in the hood aren't smart enough to open up bank accounts. They're going to get a check, they're going to cash it, and it's a liquor store right next to it. Let's just put that around them. Let's also put a bunch of shit that's easy and cash available. We don't want you to gain credit. We want you to be cash driven. That's how we keep the poor poor. It's not until you understand that you get out.
It's not until you understand that you get out. That absolutely made no sense. That absolutely made no sense. It's not until you understand that you get out. Kevin Hart didn't go through how Black people were unbankable and they created mutual aid societies, which meant, you know, back in the day before we was able to go to banks, we put our monies together and we helped each other out. We helped each other establish business. Nobody talks about that. We did everything everybody else did hundreds of years before they even got here. You know, generation before they even got here, we did it. And then the government came down on us and made sure we failed. He didn't talk about the Freedmen's Bank that was sabotaged by whites. He didn't talk about Jesse Bingham's bank in Chicago. He didn't talk about Jackie Robinson's bank that was sabotaged. Yeah, Jackie Robinson, the baseball player, had a bank in Buffalo. He doesn't talk about none of this. He just goes to Waters liquor store. He doesn't even mention that, you know, because we don't have wealth, because we've been excluded from having wealth, that Black people put their money in banks when they can. But the money that we make at work is the money that we take care of ourselves with. That's the money we pay our bills with, the money we, you know, got to pay rent with, mortgage, the car loan, buy food with. And I don't know how much so now, but I remember when I first started working, and I would go to the bank, they would say, you know, if you want to put your money in the bank, we might have to do a hold on your money, right? So I'm like, yeah, I don't want you. It's Friday. I need my money now, right? At the time, I'm young. You know, like there's things you want to do with your money. I don't want to wait till Monday or Tuesday to have access to my money. So that's why I would go to a check cashing place then, you know, like a liquor store or just one of those places. Say you got like a $200 check, they'll take like $7 or $10. Many of us already know. I'm just explaining this anyway. But anyway, that's what Kevin Hart thinks of Black people. Once you know, then you can create a path to success. And I'm just thinking that, you know, like this is to me, maybe you guys love Kevin Hart, but this is an unfunny comedian. Tell me how an unfunny comedian gets to be worth $500 million. How does an unfunny comedian get picked and a funny comedian doesn't? You know, Patrice O'Neal died broke. So many funny comedians died broke. But here's an unfunny person that gets picked and now he's worth $500 million. I'll tell you why. Kevin Hart is a safe Negro. See, Kevin Hart came up, his branded comedy was extremely safe. Patrice O'Neal, when you get down to the root of his comedy came from a white lady that tried to set him up for rape, and the school system was all for it, but he was able to get out of it. And a lot of his jokes, and a lot of people don't know this, but Patrice O'Neal and Kevin Samuels used to say this all the time. A lot of that rhetoric that comes from the manosphere came from Patrice O'Neal. If you never heard Patrice O'Neal, listen to him. He's phenomenal. But back to what I'm saying. So you got a great artist like Patrice O'Neal who dies broke, extremely talented, extremely funny, right? And then you get somebody like Kevin Hart. At best, he's milquetoast, right? At best, he's like average. And he gets to be worth $500 million. And then he's telling people with no historical context on how we were locked out of things why we don't understand how to get out the system. So I guess if you just know better, you do better. And it's this idea that, you know, those who we see as Black excellence as have made it can basically say anything. They can talk down to us, but anytime, and even in this video, I know I'm going to get a lot of people in this chat saying, you just hating, right? Like you should be inspired by those people. If they say something down against you, just ignore it. So they can talk down to us, but we can't speak back to them, right? And that's because we just got a lot of people that idolize celebrity. A lot of people idolize celebrity. You can't say nothing bad about celebrity. I was watching Jay-Z walk in to the Black Gala, and it was just all these people around and just, oh, Jay-Z, give me a picture, come talk to me, come do this, come do that. And they was just like dragging on this man. And it was god awful. I'm like, come on, man. Like, do you know what Jay-Z thinks of you? Like, it's in all of his raps, right? And I know that message that Wallo gave fell on deaf ears. I know it fell on deaf ears. Jay-Z don't care nothing about Black folk. Jay-Z is about to explain why he don't even go to family function. And you tell me if this is the same man that really cares as he's walking through to $100,000 event that's elite and exclusive, and he don't even acknowledge you, and y'all just walking behind. In order
for this world to work, we got to come together. We got to help the people that just ain't.
Where is this video at? Because this is just like we gotta stop. We gotta stop being like this. We gotta be better than this. We gotta be better than this. Come on, people. Let me pull this video up of Jay-Z explaining to people, you know, why he don't go to his family events. This is why Jay-Z don't go to his family events. All right. These are people we idolize.
Past 16, they still stuck in that place. You evolving every year. So that from that space. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like you'll have people that where you come from, if you behave in a certain manner, it's not accustomed to where they are, right? Some people haven't evolved past 16. They still stuck in that place. You evolving every year. So that may be a threat to them. Subconsciously or consciously, Kev acting funny because blah, blah, blah. You have to navigate that. You have cousins. You got to go home for Thanksgiving and people are talking to you like Kevin Hart. And you going home for solace. You want family.
You're going home for peace of mind.
You're going home for peace of mind.
And they don't give you that
and your
because
cousins,
you're not
your cousins in your grandma's living room saying, yo, man, I got this play. I want to, if you just give me, you know what I mean? 4,800, I could make you 2 million. You like, it don't work like that, man. But you got to explain to him like, life isn't like that. Money isn't free and no one's given our opportunities. If it sounds too good to be true, it's really, and then he like, oh, you don't believe in my dreams.
Where did
from that space.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you.
That's why Jay-Z doesn't go to his family gathering. That's why, because he don't want to be bombarded by poor folks. Now I'm gonna get into this later, but let me just in one quick sec, let me show you this video of people just holding on to Jay-Z, just following this man as he goes into this casino. All right, this is the video right here.
Jay-Z, Ho, what's good, Ho? What's good, Ho? What's good, Ho? Salute, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, just turn around real quick. Oh my God. Back up. Hold on. I got two. Hold on now.
I don't know about y'all. But I find that to be disgusting. This man is a man like y'all. And y'all bombarding this man while he's on the way to a $100,000 event that he's hosting. A black tie, James Bond themed event. He ain't paying them people no mind. They talking about salute Jay-Z, salute to Jay-Z. He ain't pay them people no mind. And then one lady at the end gonna say, turn around. That man didn't pay her no mind. Woman, if you don't get your little poor self out of my face, I don't even go to my family event. And I don't go to my family event. This is why he said he don't go to his family event. Because you got that one cousin that is going to ask him for some money. He said, and this is a man that's talking about he's worth $1 billion. And Forbes said he's worth $1 billion. I don't know, maybe he is, right? And he's telling you he got a cousin that wants $4,800. And that cousin that wants $4,800 that he's not going to give to in the first place keeps him from going to family event. I think that's a bunch of BS. This is why I really believe Jay-Z don't go to family event. Because his grandmother going to want some money on her medical bill. Or maybe she need her house fixed. He got some nieces and nephews that went to college. They got some student loans. They ain't been able to get employed. And they saying, ain't you in the industry? Can't you get me hooked up? Can't you give me a job? I did the work. I went to college. I graduated. I did the work. Can you get me in the industry? Can I be a manager? Anything? Jay-Z is somebody who's isolated himself from poor people. That's why he don't go back to his family. He never helped his family out in the first place. I'd rather just keep all my money and leave from you. And every time there's a incident that involves the American freedmen community, Jay-Z, and white capital, he always takes the side of white capital. This man, this man does it all the time. And then people forget about it and come back and talk about black excellence. What do I mean? When it was Jay-Z versus, those Brooklyn tenants who didn't want the Brooklyn Nets to come, he comes, he act like he's the owner. He was worth less than a percentage of 1%. And he act like he was the owner of Brooklyn. And he came in and he helped promise them people that he was going to be able to, build up that community, bring the Barclays Center in. And then once the Barclays Center was built, they would have vouchers and be able to move back to a better community and their rent would be stabilized. Those people got displaced. So Jay-Z ushered in gentrification of Brooklyn. Y'all remember doing the NFL deal where, and I'm not an advocate of Kaepernick when he stopped speaking on police brutality against black people. I kind of just pivoted off him. But anyway, you cannot support somebody and still not be against them. They brought Jay-Z in. He's talking about, we're past protesting and kneeling. We need to do some actionable items. He's running the Super Bowl now, right? And his celebrity, I seen this happen, right? In the New York Minute. This man came in and used his celebrity to basically trump Colin Kaepernick and all of the black people that was with him. And because Jay-Z spoke against it, they just pivoted and went straight with Jay-Z's narrative. Like every time. There was another incident with Barney's, and they was calling it stop and frisk. And black people was coming into Barney's. Some of them was window shopping. Some of them was buying things, and Barney's was calling the police on them. So people started to protest Barney's. Barney's reached out to Jay-Z, and Jay-Z and Barney's did some exclusive Rocawear deal. And people was very extremely upset with Jay-Z. Barney's is harassing people who patronize them that are black. And to get cover, you come in and basically do some type of deal with Barney's So, you know, they can look like, you know, oh no, it's not, you know, all black people. Look, we got a black friend over here. Look, Jay-Z. And Jay-Z is the man who swoops in all the time. I don't think Jay-Z has any relationships with poor people, whether that be his family or anybody else. So why would he stop and take a picture with you? I mean, it's crazy because, you know, people always talk about like that was Jay-Z then. I think even if Jay-Z cousin is asking for $4,800, you know, maybe he followed Jay-Z, right? Not what am I saying? Not the Jay-Z that you know now. Maybe he was following this Jay-Z. And unlike this Jay-Z, see, he got caught up in the system. So he got them flags on him. So, you know, Jay-Z didn't get caught up, just like his homeboys in this picture. See, now they all poor. And Jay-Z just got handpicked by white capital, right? After Tupac died, after Biggie died, after DMX was too unstable to be a superstar, after Mace quit rapping, next in line was Jay-Z, right? These people won the monopoly. And then they going to come to you and tell you what you should do. See, this is the old Jay-Z. This is the man who sold cheap cocaine. What do I mean by that? Crack is baking soda mixed with cocaine. It allows certain customers who don't have the $100 to $500 to buy the cocaine to get a quicker high on a cheaper drug. So at 16, because Jay-Z said this, you know, people that haven't matured since they were 16 in the video. So here's a man who at 16 was selling cheap cocaine, right? At 50, he's selling you cheap liquor. So when you're talking about somebody not maturing and not evolving, who are you talking about? You talking about yourself. Jay-Z don't want to be around these people because these people are poor, and Jay-Z doesn't want to be around poor people. And guess who else he doesn't want to be around poor people? I don't believe he wants his daughter to be around poor people. I think he understands that, you know, when you look at Blue Ivy, you can see that she still has her innocence, young lady with a bright future ahead of her. And Jay-Z don't want Blue Ivy to hang around her female cousins. He don't want her to be around her female cousins, in my belief, because those young girls that's her age, mothers is part of the Beehive. And they listen to Beyonce. And they gonna really show Blue Ivy what that single lady's lifestyle is about. Yeah. See, they mother is spreading the gospel of the Beehive, even to their little daughter. And they going to really show Blue Ivy how to get out there, be a single lady, and ride a surfboard. They going to show her all that stuff. And Jay-Z knows this. So he said, you know what, just to avoid all this from coming back on us, we just going to isolate ourselves from them people. Now, we still going to, you know, sell them these bad messages, right? We still going to do the tours. I'm still going to take all their food money with my cheap liquor. And then Beyonce going to come get their rent money when she do a tour in their city. But then we ain't gonna turn around and have no relationship with these people because we don't want to see the damage that our brand puts off on our community. I mean, yeah, like this, like how do you go from selling? And I don't bash anybody that made mistakes, but I'm saying like this is consistent here, right? You sold crack to your people. Then after you sold crack to your people, you sold the lifestyle of being a drug dealer to your people. And now that's not profitable no more. Now you sell them cheap liquor. And then you're going to stand up. You going to sit up there now and say some stupid stuff about your cousin. My cousin might ask me for some money. That don't even make any sense. Your cousin going to ask you for some money. You don't want your cousin asking you for no money, right? Makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense. And like this is what we have to stop. So the last video I did when I talked about Deion Sanders, a lot of people said, you know, you're just talking, you don't give no solution. No, there is a solution in this whole analysis. The solution is you have to stop praising black celebrity. People don't understand. Kevin Hart is sitting there saying that if you just had better education, you would be able to stop this. You would be able to close the racial wealth gap and make it if you just had more education. If you understand, like all of their solutions always points the finger at the community that they came from. It never points the community to their white paymasters, right? And I just got one more person to talk about that was a part of this. This is what I mean, you know, So there's this idea, you know, that we see philanthropy and we look at those numbers like 24 million, and we never look at what's the return or the impact of what they're doing on our community. Nobody ever looks at that. What's the impact, right? Okay, so you raise 24 million. Where does the money go? Where did the money help? We've seen the numbers that you talked about, helping 700,000 people. Who are those people? What community are they part of? We never ask these questions, right? We just take their word for, oh, Jay-Z said he helped 700,000 people. Let me tell you this. There was a time where you had monopolies. You had Rockefeller, you had Carnegie, you had Vanderbilt. You had all these guys that held monopolies, and they competed by making more money. Then President President Roosevelt came through. He broke the monopolies up, so they weren't able to compete with who makes the most money. So they started to compete with philanthropy. And what philanthropy does in the social context is it appears to wipe away one's sins. So now you got these people that had a stronghold on the labor force and that was milking them for everything they had, now giving a minuscule of that back. And people that say, oh, it's like Nino Brown, right? The drug dealer from New Jack City, Nino Brown, giving out turkeys on Thanksgiving, right? The rest of the year, we just pumping drugs in the community, getting everybody hooked on drugs. But on Thanksgiving, we give back. And people come and say, oh, look how benevolent this man is. And that's what I think what Jay-Z and Reform Alliance and Meek Mill them is doing. Because this right here is Meek Mill's position. He was asked, Meek Mill was asked on the Breakfast Club, where does he stand on all this? And the man basically said, I'm backing me. I don't know about y'all. I'm backing me.
That's my family. That's who I'm going to be around. That's who I know. I ain't involved with what they got going on. I don't know shit about what they got going on. All I know is I get $250 a show. I'm making money every day. I'm doing what I want to do, how I do it. I ain't breaking no laws. Leave me the hell alone. Leave me out of all that shit.
I mean, but when you standing up for prison reform, you fucking with them people money. That's what they got them private prisons for.
Yeah, and all y'all gotta do is give me a warning. I get out your way. I ain't here to sacrifice my life for everybody. I'm here to sacrifice my life for my family and my son, for real.
Now you're on probation, so
hold on. So if they come to you and they be like, "Look, we on to you. The white man wants you to stop." You'll stop talking about prison reform, Meek?
Yeah, I probably fall back. Yo, go ahead, but let somebody else handle that. This shit about my son and them. I ain't going to jail for these motherfuckers. I ain't going to jail for nobody.
All right.
I'm going to jail for my family. I sacrifice.
So he ain't going to jail for nobody. He only going to. So what? Why are you doing it then? Like, why are we doing any of this? And that's what I mean. Like this is just all philanthropy. It's all just to make them look good. Meek Mills was asked later on, what social justice advocacies do you know? And he said, Colin Kaepernick, this is a man that lives in Philadelphia. The only social justice people on the ground, is somebody that's on TV, because they're not tied to community. This is just philanthropy for them. It's a way for them to have tax write-off and to look benevolent and kind of, stay in proximity with what's going on in our communities while never having to be there. This is the same man that pulled up in Atlanta. All this man does is rap about money. Money. How much money he got, how money made his life so much better. So he pulls up on these kids. They were selling water. These was kids, 12, 13, 14 years old. And he hands one of them $20. Right. And then the other kid said, hey, can I get some money too? And he said, no, that 20 isn't for him. That 20 is for all of y'all, right? So the same person who doesn't mind, and it's funny because Jay-Z just said he wouldn't give nobody $4,800 in his family. But y'all remember when Jay-Z and Meek Mills got together to buy Robert Kraft a Bentley, right? This is a multi-billionaire. This is a multi-billionaire, man. They get together and bought this man a Bentley. I'm just like, what's going on here? Got together and bought this man a Bentley. Like, sheesh. So you can't give your people $4,800, but you can give somebody worth $1 or $2 billion a Bentley. And that doesn't make no sense. That doesn't make no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. I don't know if it makes sense to y'all, but somebody in my family that needs some money, I'm not even going to go around them because they might want something from me. But then I got this white billionaire. I got this white conservative billionaire that openly supports Trump, even when Trump does extremely racist things. And I'm going to gift him a Bentley. I'm going to gift him a Bentley.
You know, you went all in for this house, so we thought it was going to be tough for you. Oh, so we thought we were going to get you the car that you were looking at. Oh, my God. Look at that.
That's exactly what. Oh, man.
This came from Meek and Jay and Will and Alan and Des and Jonathan.
God, that's exactly. How the fudge did you get it? Because we couldn't get it.
We have resources. It came from Florida. It's been driving on a flatbed for a long time. We spent hours making it for us. Here's your.
Oh, are you kidding? Oh, this was. I want to get something we knew you wouldn't get yourself.
Did y'all hear who they said it was from? It was from Meek and Jay and some other people. In the card read, we wanted to get you something that you knew you wouldn't get yourself. This is a man that has more money than all of them put together. So you can't give your cousin $4,800. And if white people tell you to stop advocating for your people and what you believe in, because if I recall, I remember when Philadelphia came out in droves in front of that city county building, in front of that jail, and advocated for Meek Mill. But you saying if a white person gives you a call, you're not going. And I just wanted to come to y'all and make this short video because this stuff is all BS. We have to stop idolizing and celebrating black celebrity. It's class enemy. They not good for it. I know a bunch of people is going to jump on there and say, you just hating, you just talking down. You should be inspired by them. What is what they doing got to do with you? This is what they got to do with me because y'all have a big platform and y'all talk down on our community. So when we try to advocate and get something for us, then all they got to do is reach out to Jay-Z. All you got to do is reach out to Meek Mill. All you got to do is reach out to Kevin Hart. And now instead of being able to, take our message to, the white capital holders and the people who can get things done, we get met at the gates by the Jay-Z's, by the Meek Mills, by the Kevin Harts, who got a whole completely different message. And then other black people, other American freedmen see this and they get confused. And they like, well, who do I believe? Because, these black people over here, they made it. So why don't these black people over there just make it? And it just confuses the whole situation. And that's how celebrity is used at. It's just bread and circus, man. You have a starving community. And I always like to compare it to Katniss Everdeen and that movie she played in, where you had all those poor people living in sectors, the Hunger Game. You had all those poor people living in sectors. And then every now and then they would just handpick one person. Basically, you kind of won the lottery. And if you can go to this island wherever they was having the Hunger Games out and win, you can be plucked out of the degradation of the community that you come from and put in these affluent sections of the world or wherever they live. And that's what we're doing in America. And when you look, the average household income for a black family in America is nominal. It's somewhere around $1,000, while whites is upwards of $100,000. And then you get these celebrities that have, uber wealth, but come from an extremely small group of people that's been handpicked. And the reason they've been handpicked is because they safe Negroes. They know what to talk about and what not to talk about. So they're not going to talk about things like Patrice O'Neal. Even when you think about Dave Chappelle, if Dave Chappelle comes out talking the way he talks now, he would have never made it. See, he did that after the multi-million-dollar deals, after he had already built up his platform. No, they're just going to continue to pick people like Kevin Hart over people like Patrice O'Neal. And I'm saying we have to take that voice away. We have to stop listening to these people. We have to stop defending these people. These people you don't owe them anything. You don't owe them a defense. You don't owe them anything, and they shouldn't inspire you either. These people are your class enemies. They should not inspire you. You should just look at them as somebody who's controlled by the opposition. That's exactly who they are. MLK talked about the house Negroes versus the field Negroes. And the problem is we got too many people living in the field that aspire to live in the house. And I think I'm going to just end it right there. We got too many people that live in the field that aspire to live in the house. So it don't matter what's going on in the field, because in their minds, they believe one day they're going to make it to the house. So they start to condition themselves to be capitulant to white authority and the gatekeepers, right? Tell me what you guys think about this video. What do you guys think about what Kevin Hart said? Just about black people, not having an understanding. And soon as we get the know-how, we'll be able to move out of poverty. What do you guys think? Why does Jay-Z not go to family gatherings? Do you think it's about the $4,800, or he just don't want to be around poor people? He don't want nobody asking him, even if it's for a legit reason. That's or maybe he just doesn't want Blue Ivy to be around, those poor cousins. Maybe they picked up some bad traits, What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.